The Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo Olympics are officially open. Alpine skiing champions Alberto Tomba, Deborah Campignoni, and Sofia Gaggia lit the Olympic flame. Incidentally, the stands were filled at the last minute with the help of volunteers. About 10,000 tickets remained on sale. The figure skating team competition began even before the ceremony. After 3 of the 8 events, the United States leads, Japan is second, Italy is third, and Georgia is fourth. In ice dancing, Americans Chalk and Bates edged out their main competitors, France's Fournier Baudry and Scissorin. In pairs, Japan's Miura and Kaori were the top performers. In the women's pairs, Kaori Sakamoto earned the maximum points for Team Japan. Japanese figure skater Kaori Sakamoto commented on her performance in the short program of the Olympic team competition. At first, I didn't feel like I was in a competition. But as time went on, I became more and more nervous. When Yutani Ishida and Masaya Morita started skating, a storm of applause erupted. I felt completely overwhelmed and burst into tears within the first 10 seconds. I tried to convince myself to stop, but when I looked away, I saw Yuma Kajiyama crying uncontrollably. And I thought, okay, I'll cry too. I was so happy that all their efforts had finally been rewarded. The thought of scoring a perfect 10 points was making me tense inside. But today, I skated with the mindset of simply doing what I needed to do correctly. So, instead of unbearable pressure, it led to a good, healthy level of tension, Sakamoto said. Skater Malinin believes that his trip to Russia would be possible in the future. Two-time world figure skating champion Ilia Malinin from the United States is ready to come to Russia when the global situation is less tense. I wouldn't like to think about it yet. But I'm sure that when everything returns to normal, it would be possible, said the 21-year-old athlete. Fans carried the Russian flag into the stands of the San Siro Stadium before the opening ceremony of the 2026 Olympic Games in Milan, Sport Express reports. Spectators carried the flag along the lower tier of the stands, taking photos in front of stewards. They were not subject to any complaints, the publication notes. According to International Olympic Committee (IOC) regulations, the display of Russian symbols is prohibited during the 2026 Games. Later, Evgeny Berdinyuk, one of the fans, spoke about the decision to bring the flag to the opening ceremony. Bringing it in was no problem at all, it went smoothly. Well, it's not that easy. They took our power bank and camera stick. They wouldn't let us bring them in. But no one paid any attention to the flag at all, there were no questions about it, and we walked into the stadium without a care. We didn't even think there could be a problem with the flag. We didn't pay any attention to it at all. We calmly walked downstairs, passed through our section, and took photos with the stadium in the background. All the volunteers calmly moved aside, security let us through, and let us take photos, no stress, no questions asked. We took the photos and left, Berdinyuk said. Alysa Liu on hair coloring. Every year I make a new ring. I want to look like a tree. American figure skater Alysa Liu commented on her performance in the short program of the team event at the 2026 Olympics. Liu placed second in the women's competition, while Team USA leads after 3 of 8 events. This is my personal, very, very personal program. I really tried to immerse myself in it, especially when I was still on the ice. The song Promise is very close to my heart. I've been listening to it since it came out, and that voice really touches me. I really enjoyed competing in the team competition. Last year, I competed in the World Team Trophy, which was my first experience, but the Olympic team feels a little different, special, although there are similarities. I would have loved to cheer for the team members who competed before me, but I didn't have my dress and some things with me, and I needed food, so it's a shame I didn't plan better, Liu said. The American also talked about her hairstyle. 3 years ago, I put a stripe on top of my hair, and then I grew it out. The year after, I put another one, and it reminded me of a tree. The 3rd year, I put another circle. Every year I put a new ring. I want to look like a tree. Georgian figure skater Anastasia Gubanova commented on her performance in the short program at the Olympic team event. Gubanova placed 5th, while the Georgian team is 4th after the first day. I'm very happy that I was able to dance today. I enjoyed my program. As for the jumps, it's disappointing about the lutz. I worked on it a lot between the European Championships and the Olympics. But I'm glad it went better than at the European Championships. That's progress. I try not to think about the Georgian team's medal chances during my performance, but just focus on executing all my elements well and delivering a good program, Gubanova said. Gubanova transferred from the Russian figure skating team to Georgia due to the high competition.
Вам нужна моя поддержка? Выдохни, подыши.
Tamara Misvina, honored coach of the USSR in Russia, believes the judges will hold back Petr Gumenic's scores at the Milan Olympics. Do you have to advise Deneko and Gumenic to any extent on their upcoming Olympic performances? This assistance consists more of the little things I try to constantly remind all our athletes about. so that the skater knows how to present themselves, even just when skating on the ice, maintains good posture, and understands how to conduct themselves in front of the judges. Who knows Petyu at the international level? Virtually no one. Yes, he competed at the qualifying tournament in China, but honestly, how many serious athletes were there his performances anyone really followed? Plus, Gubanova will be the #1 starter in Milan. You mean the judges will definitely hold back the scores? They'll simply be forced to do so. Firstly, there will be almost 3 dozen more competitors after Petr. Secondly, the purely human factor could play a role. For the judges, the Olympics are, above all, an opportunity to prove themselves, and they all know that it's always safer to judge a little more harshly, Ms. Vina said.
Следите за мимикой, потому что здесь камеры есть, снимают, как вы выглядите.
Ms. Vina. It's too early to talk about Ms. Hina and Galiamov's reliable quadruple throw. It's too early to talk about a reliable quadruple throw. Nastya and Sasha are just trying out different approaches to this element, and drawing any conclusions based on a single demonstration or some practice attempts would be simply presumptuous, Ms. Vina said. Elena Kostyleva said she considers coach Evgeny Plushenko a second father. For me, Evgeny Viktorovich is a second father. I can't put into words what I mean by this concept, but I constantly feel a fatherly attitude from my coach. It helps me during training and competitions, said the 14-year-old figure skater. Kostyleva won the Russian Junior Championships in Saransk. My dream is to skate for a long time. I actually want to go to 2 Olympics. I won't say where I'll be, it doesn't matter to me. My dream is to go to 2 Olympics, skate to a good age, which for girls is around 25. And to show quadruple jumps at that age I think it's possible. Are skaters already married and having children by that age? I don't deny it. Maybe I'll be like Sasha Trusova. We'll see, said Kostyleva. What are my strengths? I don't know, I think I'm strong in everything. I'm doing well. Evgeny Viktorovich tells me I'm the best, that I'm stronger than anyone. What is talent? Talent without work is nothing. If a child is talented and works hard, they'll achieve great results. Talent is, for example, being able to hear the comments the first time and adjust their body as instructed. I don't believe there are talented and untalented people. Because if someone untalented, as is generally believed, works hard, they'll succeed, Kostyleva said. Katerina Gerbalt said she was happy that Elena Kostyleva will continue working with Evgeny Plushenko. Elena had an injury. I'm glad she was able to recover and show a good result. I'm especially glad that her partnership with Evgeny continues. Judging by the fact that he was able to get her into good shape in such a short time, he's her coach, said Gerbalt. Tatyana Tarsova believes that figure skater Elena Kostyleva skates like no one else in the world. I interrupted watching the Olympics to watch Elena Kostyleva. The last 3 girls skated very well, but Lena did it in an outstanding way. We should be happy that we have such an athlete. We should be happy now that we have such a girl who skates like no one else in the world, said Tarasova.
Today has been an amazing experience. We managed to put down a great short program.
British figure skater Vaipan-Law would like to learn Russian. British figure skater Anastasia Vaipan-Law said she would like to learn Russian so she can communicate with her relatives. Vaipan-Law competes in pairs skating with Lik Digby. The skaters were asked what language they would like to learn. My paternal family is of Ukrainian descent, but my father grew up learning Russian. Since it's their native language, I would really like to speak it so I can communicate with my relatives on that side, said Vaipan-Law. Georgian figure skaters Anastasia Medelkina and Luka Berlova said they feel confident heading into the Olympics. Medelkina and Berlova skated their short program in the team competition. The pair placed second with 77.54 points, earning 9 points for Team Georgia. It was a calm skate, a good warm-up. We're confident, and the coaches and federation believe in us too. We can do anything, and the training was excellent. We had a very good week of training before the Olympics, so we calmly stepped onto the ice and did what we know we're capable of, said Medelkina. I feel like I gave 87% today. I was a little hesitant on the lift, Berlova added. We have a very good chance of winning a medal, and we'll do everything we can to get it, the skaters responded when asked about their chances of winning a medal in the team event. They also spoke about their meeting with Georgian President Mikhail Kavelishvili. He wished us good luck. His wife loves figure skating, and she also wished us luck. These words gave us strength. I'm very proud to carry the Georgian flag at the Olympic opening ceremony. I want to thank the country's Olympic Committee and my teammates for trusting me to carry the flag at my 3rd Olympic Games, including the Youth Olympic Games, said Berlova, who will be Georgia's flag bearer alongside Diana Davis.